girl had like the ribs removed and stuff.
Yes,
like,
she did.
Yes, she did. And hey, everybody.
We are here. It is Unfiltered Marriage. And of course, you got the three amigos. I really want to dive in because I was upstairs hearing a really funny story. And I said, "Boop." Well, actually, I didn't. Let me not take credit. Rocky, of course, with his amazing ideas, said, let's talk about it on the show. So I'm going to take it and pass it to you,
So I
Kate.
don't know if it's so much funny as much as it's just like
Some shit.
just some bullshit.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Shady shit. Shiesty shit.
So there's this guy that works in my building, and for 2 weeks, every day, let me get your number, let me get your number, let me get your number. Finally, I'm walking out with a coworker one day, and she's like, give him your number, he's cute. So finally, yesterday I cracked, and I give it to him. And we're texting, and we call, and whatever, and then I wake up this morning to text messages from his girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
Yes, not angry psycho, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
No, yeah.
Super, like, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I'm his girlfriend, we live together, he drives my car to work, like, it's the most depressing, like.
And how old is he?
Oh, that's the worst part. So I'm 33, as we all know, and he is, oh God, it hurts to say, 20.
20.
Not even
drink.
21
He
yet.
didn't even drink, still has the
Did you
birth
know this
license.
before?
I did not.
Okay.
I knew he was younger than me, which is why I was hesitant in the first place. But my girlfriend, she knows, like, Katie, you know, he's cute, whatever. Go on a few dates, have a good time.
See what happens. You never know.
See what happens. The 20 thing, I was like, ugh. But then the girlfriend this morning just kicked to the nuts. But the worst part about all of it, which we were discussing earlier, is I was having flashbacks when I saw the message because her name was Caitlin. And this time last year is when I found out my ex was cheating on me with a girl named Caitlin. So everything's coming full circle.
But she was really appropriate, though, right? She was
Very
she was really
appropriate.
nice. Like, listen, he's done this before,
Ugh.
and I just want to know, you
Why
know.
are you still with him, you dummy?
But, and it kills me because part of it, she's saying, like, listen, you know, either tell him to break up with me or if you can stop talking to him. And I was like, listen, I had no idea. We just started talking last night. I do not work with him. Like,
Yeah.
because there's only one other woman that works with him. So I didn't want her to get pulled into it, like, assuming it's her because I like her.
Right.
But it was just, but
You
the
know-
flashbacks that came with it, I was like, please kill me. Like, I just,
In those moments, like when she was telling me, number one, you have to respect, you know, how the girl came to her. Also, you have to think, if he's 20, she's either from 18 to 20. You know, she's young, she's going through it. The fact that he drives her car.
Wait, hold on. Did he know your age?
yeah.
Okay, so no, we cannot assume this. She might be older, and she might think, hey, I got myself a nice little young boy,
Think so,
and be one of
though.
those type of chicks. I mean, he is driving her car.
So, but here's the thing. I don't think she's my age. I think she's more his age because he told me last night that he lived with her and her family.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, she's my ex, we're not together anymore.
Oh
but
my
But they
God.
really care about me and blah, 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 blah. Bullshit.
Right,
Obviously.
of course.
But it was just like I kicked to the nuts. Like I finally decide, oh, hello. Wrong? Bad? Am I off again?
No, it's on. I don't know. I felt like I wasn't hearing you.
I was going to say 3 weeks in a row.
That's like
No.
we're taking this
And
as
I'm
an
watching
offense.
this, and it was jumping very little, but then when you just laughed, it went. So we're good. Yeah.
You know, it's hard too because when you're in these situations and you have feelings and you have love, you know, finding out like she must have, like you said, been up all night,
Yeah.
freaking out in her head.
And I was legitimately asleep. It was 1:30 in the morning. I just woke up to it.
Yeah,
But I've been on the other side of it, and it was just a year ago.
yeah,
And it's just, I wasn't going to sit there and just let it go and, you know, give her the peace of mind. Listen, nothing happened. It just started last night. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing will happen. I ended it with him this morning because he was still hitting me up. and
he
I
hit her
told
up
him-
this morning like, hey, like
Yeah,
nothing,
like,
because he doesn't know.
nothing.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know. and
Katie's
he
not gonna
wants
do
it.
See,
that.
like
Yeah.
I always found that to be like, because I've never cheated while in a relationship. Like I've not cheated, but like it's over type thing.
Jumped one to the next.
Yeah.
Right. that's
But
not
like
cheating, that's
during
just
a
moving on
relationship,
quickly.
I'm
Yeah.
like, it's exhausting. Like just break up. If you're going to cheat, like
Live a double life
just
like
break up.
that.
Like obviously you don't want to be with that person, and then you wouldn't be cheating on. You know, like it's just exhausting. Like I've been single and
Lived your life.
and lived my life.
That's not cheating. That's
That's different. You don't have to juggle. I don't have to make up lies. Like we're not together. Who is that? A friend of mine. Like fuck you. That's who that is. If you don't
Right.
like it, bye. Like we're not together. That's easier. But being in a relationship and now having to sneak around and hide shit and think of lies, remember those lies months later, like that's fucking crazy.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of stress.
Yeah, to be that kind of person. But, you have to think again, there is a vicious cycle of mental manipulation where your body is at risk, your health, especially when they're cheating and sleeping around. Like, it's not just they were lying, or it's always so much more that younger kids and cheaters don't think of. And it's such a proud moment of mine to be friends with you, someone who would say, I won't throw you under the bus and I will cut it because that's who you are. And that's like a beautiful thing that you not only was honest with her, but that you were like, you're too young for me, and left it at that. That's a really beautiful thing. You should be very proud of yourself. You handled it phenomenally.
Well, it had to be done, but the flashback was I messaged the girl my ex was cheating with, who was named Caitlin, and she never responded to me.
Right.
So when I first saw that name, I literally just shot up out of bed, and I had to reread the text messages like 4 times. I'm like, okay, this is fixable.
Right.
This is fixable. Nothing happened.
Right.
Like, there was a reason I wasn't.
There's a reason you hesitated.
Yeah.
You felt, like,
But this is what dating in your 30s is like.
Right.
This guy has a girlfriend. The last one had a whole wife that he forgot to tell me about. Like,
oh my God. Oh my God.
What are we doing? So my poor brother just wants me settled down and to live a life that, is respectable. And, I try to tell him and explain it to him. You met your wife when you were 18. You've been together for 25 years. That was your first and only girlfriend. Not everyone gets that.
Right. There's more right now quantity rather than quality of dating suitors out there. And it's hard because you're like, see, now this is why I don't really lie. I don't give my number out. But also, though, you have grown from your situation because you gave her the time of day to
100%.
respond. That's really, it's really nice and awesome of you.
I hit her up again after I hit him up and told him, listen, it's not going to work out. I've
Too
thought
young.
about it. You're too young. I can't do it. It's not happening. I let her know. Listen, I let him down. He doesn't know I know about you. Whatever you're going to do, whether you're going to stay with him, work
Right.
it out, leave him, doesn't matter. Like, do whatever you want. I didn't throw you under the bus. He doesn't know I know.
See, the third party to me is never to blame. Like, even if they know you're in a relationship, they're still not to blame. It's the person in the relationship is 100% in the wrong.
It's disrespectful for the third party to go on.
I don't know
knowing-
you. I don't know you. Like I get what you're saying. I understand that, but also I don't know you. Like, this isn't my problem. Like, your problem is your man or woman that you're in a relationship with. Like, handle your shit with them. Like, I have nothing to do with this other than I'm
right,
messing
but
around with this person.
Let's just change up the subject. So not the subject, the people. So when you and I started being together, it was me having knowledge that you were getting divorced, in the divorce, not sleeping with your ex-wife. And when she confronted you, are you with Jessica? You said yes.
Yeah.
Because it was not about, there was no manipulation. There are not people who will do that with being honest. And I do feel that there is some responsibility, like as me, if you were in a happy or a good marriage or you weren't getting divorced, if I was to
marriage is
myself,
different. Marriage is different. I'm not talking about marriage. I'm talking about just being together, going out, dating, like we're in a relationship. I'm not talking about breaking up a marriage. No, you're in the wrong there. If you know they're married, you're definitely partial blame on you and the person that's cheating.
Well, even if there's someone living with someone in a relationship like that, I would look and go, yeah, I don't need that. No thanks. No thanks.
Yeah, that's your personal preference, though. But what I'm saying is that third party isn't to blame. Like,
I didn't say blame, but there is
no, but that's what
a
I'm saying.
Moral, you need to think of also, like, do I want this to come to me? Do I want this kind of?
Well, it's gonna eventually. Like,
what
what you're
energy.
getting
Do
into.
I want the energy?
Well, that's
But-
just karmic energy we're
Yeah,
talking
but
about.
you know what you're getting into. You know the repercussions that could come your way. Like, that's that's part of it. Like, it's not like you can be shocked.
Right.
Like, why is this person so upset? Because you're fucking their husband. That's why.
Right.
Or I mean, their boyfriend. But a marriage, like breaking up a marriage, that's a whole different story. Like I'm talking about you're dating or you're going out, even living together. Like
Right.
that's not on the third party. That's on the person who's in the relationship cheating. 100% on them.
I'm not saying I get it. It is on the two of them, to be honest. But that person that comes in, there's a line between right and wrong.
Well,
There's a
a
line.
line between right and wrong, but what responsibility does this third person have? That's not their marriage.
No,
That's
it's not. But
their
don't you think that
relationship.
that person would do that to you then?
But then
Not necessarily.
it depends on the scenario, because if you're just hanging out and having a good time and you're not looking for that person to leave,
I guess. I
Listen,
mean, I don't know.
Like I was still living with my ex-wife. We were together, and like you think I would do that to you? You know what I mean? Like
No, but we were together under the intention that we were going to be
I
together.
understand that, but
It wasn't like we were just like, hey, we were like, okay, that you're leaving that situation. I put my kind of like myself on hold a little bit with like, getting involved with your family and Lewis, because I realized I didn't want to be the person you jumped into.
Right.
So I was like, you know what, let things go. I'm going to be the friend on the side. And then we told everybody after about a year,
right.
We're together. And even with Lewis, it was almost a year before I was the girlfriend. So I had a lot of respect for everybody who was going to be affected. And, if his ex-wife was like, no, we're still together, then I would be like, fine, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like there's just too many people out in the world to try to mesh with someone else's feelings. Just my opinion. And I'm not saying I was always this way. I was crazy younger, but as you get to a point when you're older, like you are at now, you're just like, I don't need any of that drama.
It gets messy, and
Yeah.
it's just like, just why?
yeah, that's weird though. Like what a weird thing. Like
Like, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
He harped so strongly on,
Give me your number.
I'm honest,
Oh.
and it's the whole thing. So then when I find out and I'm replaying the conversation,
you know what was going on, right? Like what his end game
no.
was. He just wanted to fuck.
I understand that
Yeah.
fully. I'm a good time. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
However,
He
I'm not
saw that
looking-
ass and
I'm
wanted to
not
tap.
looking to add to my body count, and this is what I tell dudes that approach me at this point, because it's not uncommon at this point. But I tell them, you're looking for a good time, and I'm looking for forever.
Right.
I have my body count. If I need to just go fuck somebody, I have a roster.
Right.
That I can just call.
A Rasta.
Like, well,
No, I'm kidding, I'm
I
kidding.
have my dudes that I can just call and hit up and have my fun, and okay, thank you.
Right.
Have a good night. But I'm not gonna add to it at this point just because you want to fuck. Like,
Right. And you're not worth it, and you're 20, and no.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth my time.
Yeah.
I've made it to this age. No ex-husbands, no kids, no STDs. Like,
Yeah, and that's,
I'm
listen,
not
you
looking
come pretty
to fuck
far.
that up.
You come pretty far.
You know what I'm thinking also, his chick isn't that young, because a young chick would have flew off the handle. An older chick composes herself the way that she got approached.
Yeah, but if she's
You know what I mean?
happened previously, it may be practiced at this point too. Like, she's used to it, so she knows.
That's crazy,
blowing
like,
up
how-
a bitch isn't gonna work.
Like what
Right,
kind
where's
of,
that going to get you?
Like,
what kind of life did that girl have that she's tolerating that type of shit?
I
too?
tolerated it
Fair
at
though.
17, 18.
it was
Yeah, but you're I
what she
guess
was
yeah, it's
telling
still
me
young though.
rang so true to me. I've been there. I've been on that side. I was with my ex for over 5 years. Up until the end, I had the inkling that he was cheating. I had the inkling he was stepping out. But until it was confirmed, I made so many excuses for him.
I
Right.
hope my daughters never
You
put up
know.
with that shit.
Exactly. And I finally hit that point where, fuck you. I'd
I
rather
just-
be alone. and
Right.
Live my life. I get a little lonely sometimes, but doesn't everybody?
That's when you come over here and watch movies at 2 in the morning with
Yeah.
us.
Exactly.
I sent you the next, and I'll send you another just because it's easier. You read better than me.
Yeah.
So, no, absolutely, and it makes sense. Back then I dealt with a lot of shit that I wouldn't deal with now. And my daughter, who's dating, she's 21. Someone could say the wrong word,
And she's done.
and they don't come back.
That's
It's like
great.
amazing that she has that. I deserve better.
But that's great.
Well, Anna, when she first got here, and first, I don't think she was even dating yet.
No.
And I would talk to her because, it's good to have dad that, tells you what guys are thinking. And, and I'm pretty experienced. So, and I'm good at what I do. You know what I mean? Not to toot my own horn, but, I'm pretty
Shoot away,
smart.
baby.
You're a good
No, but I'm
Shoot away,
pretty
baby.
smart when it comes to men dealing with women and vice versa. And, again, I've had a lot of stuff happen in life that, whatever. So I always told her, I go, Never show them that you love them more than they love you. You can,
On the inside.
but don't show it to them. Let them love you more, and always let them love you more. And my daughter has stuck by that. So there was, I think, one relationship where she wasn't doing it, and I looked at her and I go, Anna.
But she learned from it.
Oh, she absolutely. She's
Oh,
a
yeah.
beast. She is a fucking.
I'm not even kidding,
She's
like,
a killer.
so
Oh no, her and I have talked about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good. Always keep it.
Yeah.
right, because she knows her worth as far as I don't need to deal with somebody who doesn't give me everything that I need.
Right.
And she will come to me like regularly. She has no problems coming to dad and being like, here's the situation. What do you think?
Right.
Knowing that I'm going to be like, this is what he's thinking.
Right.
This is his MO. This is the outcome. And that's what you need to know that, what's going on. Because as a girl, you can't really think like a guy and vice versa. A guy can't really think like a girl.
Oh yeah, I
So-
have my guy friends. That
So for her, she has the greatest weapon in her arsenal by coming to dad, and she never hesitates. Like, she'll come home and be like, Dad, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Da-da-da-da-da. What is he trying to do? What is he trying to think? And I'll be like, this is exactly what's going on. And she'll look at me and go, that motherfucker, thank you, Dad. And then
Yeah.
she'll fucking rip this guy a new one, and I'll be like, good for you, baby. Don't take no shit.
It's
these are things I wish, and that I was like in my 20s, because I wasted my 20s on 2 different guys, and I wish I was smart enough back then not to waste my 20s on it. So I tell my 14-year-old niece all the time. She's got this little 15-year-old dude that's like in and out of her life. I'm like, Samantha, just learn from my mistakes. I've made decades of them at this point.
Yeah.
Like, please learn from them.
we always tell Anna, like, you do have your entire life. And if somebody wants you as bad as they should, they will respect you.
Yeah.
They will conform to what appropriation is. She's not like one of those very flirtatious or promiscuous at all. And so even when guys after a month try to kiss her, she's like, what's your middle name?
Yeah, like I
I
think
won't, she's like, I don't even know you to make out
that's
with.
actually like a deterrent for her. Where
Yeah.
like
As soon as they try
if
to
a guy's
kiss her.
like is kind of pushy, she's like, I don't like fuck off. Like what's the rush?
Right.
Right.
We're friends right now. We're getting to know each other.
See, but
She's
the
very
problem
big.
is she's a beautiful girl, and I understand from the guy's point of view of I want to get it
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Right.
So from a guy's point of view, I go, I understand where he's coming from, but good for you for not letting him
Pressure you.
dictate how it's going to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of girls will just be like, oh, I guess.
He loves
I
me.
guess, not
He
even
said he
not
loves
even he
me.
loves me. They're like, you're in a situation and a guy goes to
You're just gonna
kiss
say yes.
or a
Yeah.
guy
Do it.
and a lot of girls will just be like, just go with the flow.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Oh, I used to be that girl. Because it was easier.
well, I guess,
And I
but
always hated, even to this day, I struggle with it,
Yeah.
that I don't want to hurt somebody. Like, if you saw the text messages between me and this guy,
mhm.
my girlfriend Wendy saw it, and she goes, you're too fucking nice.
Yeah.
She's like,
right.
but you like to have the moral higher ground,
Of-
which I do.
Of course. Which is best for you, because to stoop down to be anything less.
And I won't.
Yeah.
See, I don't like hurting people until I have to,
Oh.
and then I love it.
When I have to hurt someone, I go for the jugular.
Yeah.
I will make you cry. Psychological warfare. Is
Psychological
it's my
warfare. I love
go-to.
that.
I fucking
I'm not gonna
love
hurt
it. Once
somebody.
someone crosses that line and I go, this is where we're going, let's fucking
is
do
gonna
it.
be so
I
much
cannot
fun.
wait to
Oh, yeah.
fucking destroy you.
I tend to feel like my daughter is very verbal like I am. I was never a do it because I didn't want to make people feel bad. However, I was never really like out there like that young. Like I was in a relationship after relationship in a relationship
That
after.
was like me.
So when the first time anyone tried to kiss me, I think I was 14 and I was standing in front of my house, and I have to tell the story because it's probably the funniest thing ever. And I was hanging out with my friends, and this one guy who liked me was standing in front of me, and I was leaning on the coffee truck, smoking a cigarette, hiding from my family. And he leaned in to kiss me. I mean, he was so close, and I was like, "Oop," and he kissed the coffee truck. And his whole life, until even when we were in high school, he used to look at me and be like, bro. And I'm like, my bad, dude. Like, I just wasn't feeling it.
Ready for it.
I wasn't
No.
feeling it. And I truth of the matter is, I think that it stopped me from, experimenting a lot young. That when I was in my 20s, I was a fucking animal. But I remember always saying to myself, like, I don't know if you brushed your teeth today. I don't know what you do. I was big on the mouth. You know me, germs. I was like, eh. So I look at my daughter, who is also very like, her teeth, they're fucking perfect. So she's like, I don't even know, Mom, if he brushes his teeth. I'm like, yes, I know the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good point about her.
Doug Fox wrote this. Man's answer. Do I want to fuck you? Yes. Do I only want to fuck you? No. And then he wrote, gets me laid every time. Now, if I'm being honest, and this is 20-year-old Rocky talking, sometimes it's, yeah, I do only want to fuck you. Like, that's why I'm here. Like, honestly.
That's why I'm here.
Like, you're an idiot and you're a moron, but you look good. So,
I want to see you naked.
Yeah.
And I get that, and I respect it. But at this point in my life, I would rather the truth that hurts than a pretty lie.
But, like, in your 20s, like, I would look at people and be like, what? Like, we're fucking 23. Let's have fun. Like, I'm not trying to fucking... No, not now.
Yeah, no,
but I'm saying 20s, Rocky, my mentality was, yeah, I'm here for a good time. Like, sorry, like, I'm not here. I'm not in love with you yet. Like, we just met 2 hours ago. You fucking maniac. Like, like, what do you think we're here for?
Respect me. Meanwhile, she opens her fucking legs. That's 2 hours. No, I know. You're right. It is true, but she's too good for that shit.
Yeah, now in our 30s, but now in our 30s, like, I get where Katie's coming from. Like, I'm not looking just for a fuck, like,
I have my reliable.
Right, and people that you already been with, it's comfortable. You don't need anybody
I know
new.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to need to train you and tell you what I want, what I need, and I can get you the fuck out of my bed. And, thanks for coming over, and I'll see you.
Yeah. Sure, it's crazy.
Well, sometimes you need a fix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sometimes you need a fix.
Yeah, right. Let's get into this thing you sent me.
This is so crazy. Oh my God! Of course you did.
While we ran into each other in the supermarket.
Jesus, Jiminy
Shopping
Christmas.
frenzies.
All right.
Coincidence. What do you want from me?
I love it.
Pervert jailed for making twisted videos while raping chickens to death. The home of a couple in Bradford, West Yorkshire, was raided on July 9th, 2019, after police received a tip for child porn. Having confiscated computers, laptops, and mobiles, the police discovered depraved images and videos. Not only did they find pornographic images of children, they also found images of the couple sexually abusing a dog and videos of the husband raping chickens. Bradford Crown Court sentenced the husband to 3 years in prison. That's it?
3. Well, you know what? Because it wasn't.
Well, the child porn, though.
He had child porn, but it wasn't his video of child's.
It was
So,
possession of
yeah.
The wife was spared prison time and claimed that she was... yeah, but they used a different word here. In a cohesive relationship? Coercive relationship, and had left her husband. The couple recorded the abuse of the animals using their mobile phones and GoPro camera they rigged in the cellar. The animal abusers reportedly started by penetrating chickens, which were pets of the family. In the videos, brown and white chickens can be seen being raped. Now, this reminds me of that part in Devil's Rejects where he's like, you stick your dick in that chicken, you cut its head off, and it goes, bah, bah. And he goes, you saying that I would stick my dick in the chicken and cut its head off?
First of all, when I read the article and then you see a pile of like chickens, I think to myself, where in the chicken did he put his dick?
In the cloaca.
The butthole, maybe?
How big
That's
is
what
this
that is?
area? Like, I never seen it.
I don't know. I've never seen a chicken. Well, the eggs come out of it.
Well, yeah, everything comes
So an egg comes out of the chicken. So, I mean, an egg's, probably what, 2 inches wide?
A chicken is like this fucking tall. Like,
This is a sick individual just to begin with. Just because, look at the world we live in these days. There's a fetish for everyone and everything, and there are ways to go about it. But if you have to rape animals, there's something deeply wrong.
Well, he's in a relationship. Why don't you just fuck your girl?
This is what I'm saying.
Like, why are you fucking chickens?
Not doing it, it's overseas. I'm sure you can find a brothel somewhere that you can go to and pay someone to get what you want.
Like, I think in my head as I was reading this, I was like, first of all, I legit am like lost for words because I read it and I go, this bitch was recording her husband
and that's
or
what I want to
man
say. Like,
fucking a chicken?
with the recordings, like, all right, if we tape each other while we're having sex, like, we might go, hey, let's watch that tape. Like, how are you watching the tape of you fucking chickens and going, this was awesome? Like,
That's the not a
Like,
person that
wouldn't
loves
the
the chicken,
no, but wouldn't
like-
the shame, because you know how like after you come and like the cum shame sometimes comes in,
have that.
and you're like, oh man, why did I do that? Or whatever, like that's a real thing though. Like cum shame's a real thing, you know. After you nut, like
Cum shame.
like some people like they do dirt and they're like, ah, I feel bad about doing that, or yeah, or I
Right,
feel
I get
kind
it.
of gross. Like, but then to go back and re-watch it and be like,
You had a GoPro
yeah, like that's fucking
on.
that's the
But
crazy
did you
part.
read the part where in the video you can hear the wife moaning? And,
Yes,
and
that she was
egging him on,
pleasing herself
and,
to it.
Yeah, like
And the dog that he fucked wasn't even his. It was a neighbor's dog.
Oh, that's not cool.
It's
and he
not.
ate
That's
the dead
not cool.
chickens as well.
Oh my god! First of all, I'm like,
That's just fucking weird.
I think about again like these poor animals, but I go that woman is
She co-signed
fucked
it.
Yeah.
up.
She co-signed
Yeah.
it. Listen, I don't care how coercive the relationship was. If you were able to leave at that point,
Like what he goes,
You
I want you
couldn't
to come
leave
take me,
prior?
fuck this chicken. I would go, fuck you. Like,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
know.
mean?
I'm
Yes.
taking the dog and leave.
The chickens and I are out, bro. Like, you are not fucking these chickens.
Not for nothing. Like that could have been like a thing where she was like, you know, it'd be really hot
If you fucked one of the chickens.
because like how like as a guy, like approaching things, at least like for me personally, like it's like you don't want to approach certain things, so you. It's Earl.
Go ahead, you can take her.
So you kind of just want to, you know, let them lead the horse to water type
Earl,
thing.
baby.
Dr. Earl.
Hey, what's going on,
What's up?
Rob, Jess,
What's up?
everybody else?
And her
What's
name
up,
is
brother?
Katie.
That's Katie.
It's Katie
what's
Bomb,
up?
don't
Yeah,
forget
I
it.
was listening-
I don't take it.
Yeah, I was listening to the story about what is it, your daughter being involved with this cheating SOB there.
No, not our daughter. No, Katie
oh, no,
was.
I heard Katie's
Yes.
daughter. Yeah,
Yes, no.
She does look like my sister.
Oh my God.
yeah. So what is the outcome of this thing here? You know, because is she going to continue to see this guy, or is she going to kick him to the curb and move on to someone better and else?
No, she did say. She said that she already. She talked to him for one day. One day, I think.
I told him he was too young. I let him out. The girl asked me not to let him know that I knew about her.
Are you interested in Katie?
So I
No.
let him down nicely, and that was that.
Well, that's good. I hope she takes it in and realizes that.
I
she
think he's
doesn't need
asking
the
about
guy.
the other girl involved. Is she going to stay with the guy?
Yeah.
That we don't know.
Oh.
That yeah, we don't know her like that.
I told her, I said, listen, I've been in a very similar situation. Whatever you do is fine, you know. However, there's better out there. You're young. Like, there's no reason to hang on.
You know what? I've just realized what's going on with this guy. This guy is like our friend's husband, the one going through the divorce.
Yeah.
He has manipulated this girl into thinking you ain't getting no better. So when this happens, she's just kind of like, again.
She said it, yeah. She was
But
like,
but
"It
she's
has
dealing
happened."
with it, like because it's happened before, and probably not once before. The way
Several times.
that's what I mean, and she just deals with it. So
Yeah.
he's the type of manipulator that finds a weak-minded woman and traps her into thinking, "This is it for you."
You can't live
like,
without me.
yeah.
I'm the one that I'm the only one you need. But
As-
at the same
as he
time, you
drives her
don't
car.
provide me with what I really need, so I have to get it from someone else.
not even that she should accept it, and it is what it is, type of
All
thing.
you're gonna
Right.
Yeah.
We've seen that. We've seen that many times
why I assumed she was young.
before, many times. And usually, you get the guys who do that get it from their daddies, who are around their 70s,
their moms like shit.
80s.
No man lives with his girlfriend's family. First of all, no man. Will
No, but
drive
what
his
he's
girl's
saying
car
is
like
is
anyway.
that behavior, you've seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
And you know, I've seen it where you know husbands are just terrible husbands, and there's this not
Terrible
beat up wife.
fathers.
He doesn't
It's
maybe
the
physically abuse her.
psychological abuse that comes
Yeah.
with it. That was
We've
my
witnessed
Terrible.
it. Finally, she broke
Manipulation.
out of it.
Yeah, she
Thank
did.
God.
Thank God she
Good.
did.
You know what I mean? But
Because-
I've witnessed it firsthand pretty recently where I would look at this person and go, wake the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? And you knew she was smart enough to know better. But the manipulation and all the emotional stress that has been put on them just beats them down to a point where they're like, I don't even want to fight back.
Right.
And it's like, but you can. Like, wake the and finally they did, and now we're like looking at her going, I told you.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to
also-
say,
Point.
yeah.
And all-
This was me
No, go ahead.
a year and a half ago, and for years he just convinced me, guys only wanted one thing from me. You know, those aren't your friends. You can't go out. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You have to realize it on your own. I had friends telling me all the time.
I have my
"You
own.
ain't shit."
Yeah. Right.
See, now hold on. He's somewhat right. Now, guys and girls. No.
No. He's
No.
gonna tell you. I know
Guys and
where he's
girls,
going.
they can be friends. I'm not saying you can't be friends, but most guys that are friends with girls, if given the option, will fuck you.
They would, yes, absolutely. It was the same thing with me and this gal pal that I was interested for years, you know, many times, you know.
That's why the friend zone thing, because in the back of their head, they're going, one day it's going to happen.
But no, my
Yeah.
ex didn't want me
And
to
it's
have
frustrating
any
as damn hell because you wanted to be with this lady because you were interested in it, but yet she keeps pushing away in favor of these losers.
Yeah. And I think most guys have been there at some point in their lives. And now, like, I look at that, and when guys come to me with that shit, I look at them and go, just get away from her. Just it's never going to happen. Trust me, it will never happen. Get away from her because all you're going to do is keep being a fucking sucker.
Yeah.
And the problem is the girls that know it
Right.
and abuse that shit and take advantage of that guy and,
And that makes
let
them
him,
wrong just
take
as
her to
well.
dinners and then she'll go out and fuck another guy after, or, you know what I mean?
There's-
Those women are fucking shit.
There's manipulation on both ends, male
Yeah.
and female. I have to say that I take a lot of pride in when I would break up with someone and I want to be with them. It was never like I would be with someone else at the same time. Actually, Rocky has experienced a phone call or two from one I broke up
Yeah.
with. But, I always was like, it's not happening. I don't want you now. I'm going to be with someone else. Goodbye. And you have to do that because you owe the honesty and the respect to someone else to go, you can move on. I'm moving on. To like hang on and drag them along and be that way is just not.
See, I always wondered, like,
Not a
in those
good idea.
situations, like the friend zone thing, like if some of the girls, I don't know, maybe all of them, if in the back of their heads they're going, in case of emergency, break glass, and it's hard to have emergency where you need to break the glass. But like in the back of their head, like, is that maybe going on? And that's also the wishful thinking
Right.
of the guy in that situation of, is that what she's thinking, that in case of emergency, and he's just waiting for that emergency.
Right.
You know, and
a
then-
lot of guys are like that.
But it's
they're
also
still
that,
waiting.
romance thing of false romance of, and then once she does, she'll really see the great guy I am. And, and I'll stick
Right.
around and wait for that moment so I can prove
Right.
to her.
Nobody should ever wait for that moment.
But then again, that also makes you make the guy look like a creepo in a similar way.
A little bit. Yeah, you're right. A little bit, Earl. Are you dating right now? Anybody, Earl, or no?
Nope, I'm decided to remain single because I had too many screw jobs I went through in the past.
I totally understand. And sometimes
crazy, and
He's
yeah.
just slinging that dick all over town.
He's not slinging his dick. Earl's not that kind of man. He's a nice man.
should
He's a
be.
nice guy.
I was around after my passing of my girlfriend there in 2001. The year afterwards, I was dating this girl, that girl there. That girl expressed an interest in me, and that girl expressed an interest. So I pretty much was a dick slinger around 2002.
Hopefully, you're making them suck your dick. You got to test it before you marry it. You know what I'm saying? Can they do
Yep,
it? You know?
always. And I
Can they
did work
fit it in the
something on
mouth?
my wiener there as well.
All right.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm
All
talking
right.
about, Earl.
Is there anything else, Earl, you wanted to throw in?
Yeah, when you were talking about the guy fucking chickens, that kind of reminded me of the South Park episode.
Yeah, so see, Earl, here's the problem. Only I'm going to know the reference.
I don't
Yeah,
want-
these two
yeah.
ladies.
That's not necessarily true.
Oh, you got to
Which
look at
reference are
it.
you
you
talking
know,
Where the
it's
guy
a
was a
good
chicken
fun
fucker in
episode.
South Park?
Yeah, there was a whole song.
Yes, I
with
remember
her.
Yeah.
seeing me and my girlfriend used to watch
No, that's
that
Uncle
show a
Fucker.
lot of times, because it reminded me of this guy who tried to get that one officer to learn how to read by banging chickens and that.
Yeah, no, you're
You have
losing
to
us
watch
there,
the whole
brother.
episode,
I don't know that
to see what's
episode.
Yeah.
in there.
I don't know that episode.
All right, Earl, we always love hearing from you,
Thanks,
brother. We're
babe,
going to
for
move on to
calling
this
in.
next thing we got
All right,
going
yeah,
on.
guys, have a good one.
You
okay?
too,
You
bye,
too,
baby.
brother. We love you, Earl.
All right, love you too.
Bye.
Love you cats as well. Bye bye.
All right. Dr. Earl, everyone. I really do love that guy.
Yeah, he's such a sweetheart.
Yeah, he is. He's a great guy. Great guy. All right, you want to move on to this?
Yeah, I was really. This is a big one. I really am just kind of,
Yeah, right. This is a touchy subject because some people don't think we should be doing it, and some people are all for it. It's executions. And this one was the first woman to be executed by the U.S. government in almost 70 years.
Well, the federal government.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
read it, well, 'cause there's a difference
Well,
between
state,
state
yeah,
and
yeah.
federal. They've executed women.
The
on
federal
state
government
level, but
almost
not
never
federal.
executes
Correct.
people. They'd rather just keep you locked up.
But that's the distinguishing. When you get through it, you'll see that on the state level they've executed women
Oh,
more
yeah, yeah,
recently,
yeah.
but it's a bigger deal because it's federal.
Texas has probably executed 10 women this year.
Federal, I mean, Texas is like
They love
the
executing
express
people.
lane
Yeah, they
of
love it.
execution.
They love it over
I
there.
mean, depending on what this woman did.
Yeah, here, let me read the
Game
story.
on.
All right, a woman who strangled a pregnant victim, cut her body open, and kidnapped her unborn baby is due to become the first female prisoner to be executed by the U.S. federal government in 67 years. Lisa Montgomery, 52, is scheduled to be killed by lethal injection on December 8th in Indiana. She's the only woman on the federal government's death row right now. Other women have been executed in the U.S. in the past few years, but not under the federal death penalty. All right, so she choked a woman out, cut her belly open, and stole her baby.
A 24-year-old girl. Not that age matters,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying she was 24 years old.
And they were meeting to buy a puppy.
Yeah, so she strangled her, started to cut. She wasn't dead at that point. She was unconscious.
With a kitchen
Then
knife.
she cut her open, and her cutting her open is what woke her up. And then she strangled her to death because she woke up.
And the baby survived.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
16 now.
Whoa, shit. Holy shit. Yeah, I just got
Wait,
there.
I
She's
didn't get that
16. Yeah,
part.
reported the child survived and is now 16 years old.
Did she take care of her this whole time?
No.
I don't
Oh.
think so.
No. She's been in prison. She was convicted in 2007. And if the baby's 16, that's 2007's 13 years ago, almost 14 years ago.
So she had it for 2 years.
No, she might not have had her at all. She was just convicted then.
Oh, okay, all right.
So, the trial could have went on for about a year maybe, depending on, how glamorous it was and how long they wanted to drag it out.
I, for a second, have to say that I don't necessarily believe that anyone outside the lines of the government, because of something you've done that was out of control, I don't believe that anyone has the right to take someone's life. I think that these mentally disturbed, because she fucking is, people are.
Well, yeah, we have a law for that. It's called murder.
Yes, I know, but you're not. I know.
No,
you don't
rephrase it then,
understand.
because like the way you phrased it, it was like I don't believe anyone should take someone's life. Well, we all believe that.
No, because even in like a random, you had an argument, you shot to someone, or someone stabbed someone at the store because they had to put a mask on. Whatever the case is, the fact that there are people out there that cross that line of taking someone's life is where I feel this mental.
Well, because it's such an
wave.
unimaginable thing to you. You're not a killer. You know what I mean? And none of us are. No, but to kill somebody, like you're not. I know you don't mind whooping someone's ass, but you also don't enjoy hurting people.
Well, is your
Like I know
problem-
that.
Is your problem the murder, or is it the problem with the sanctioned murder, which is the execution?
No, my problem's with what she did.
No,
to
she
the
said
girl.
she was
Oh,
fine
Fucking
with.
burn that.
Yeah, she said she was fine with
Inject
that.
her, electrocute her. I don't care. What I'm saying is, I think that
Just murder in general.
a lot more murderers, or people who are should
See,
be
I've heard-
removed.
See, I've heard worse, and like I'm surprised this is the one that the federal government stepped in. Like the woman who drove into the lake with her 2 kids. Like, what was that? Susan Smith?
I believe
Oh,
so.
yeah.
And there was Andrea Yates years ago.
Yeah,
that,
like they
drowned
did
her
way
kids
worse.
in the bathtub.
Yeah, like they were way
And said
worse.
The demons told her to do it, or God told her.
And
to
they
do
didn't
it or
get the.
something.
And
I
they're
don't
in
think they
jail
got the
eating.
death
She was
penalty,
Texas.
right? Right.
Andrea Yates was Texas.
I don't believe they got the death penalty.
No, she didn't.
I believe
But for
it
the
should be-
federal
it
government to
should
step
be
in on
eye
this
for
one.
eye. You killed someone, you have no right to have a life.
Yeah, but
Babylonians
but
that,
you
huh?
know, like
Get caught
I
stealing
you have to
stuff.
remember, a lot of
No.
government people are
Murder's
also
different.
religious, and eye for an eye is a no-no in religion. Like that's not a good
I'm
thing.
not a religious person.
You're not, but I'm saying a lot of government people are.
Oh,
They're either Jewish,
I-
Christian,
yes,
you know what I'm
and I
saying?
understand
So an
that.
eye for an eye thing is you're taught like that's not the way to go.
I
you
get
know?
it. I do. However, I feel like when you're taking someone's life, like beating the shit out of somebody, throwing a fucking shake on them, totally different than you took their life and now you get to live a life. That's not fair. Like, how do you? I'm
Even in
if I
prison,
got-
it's still a life.
God, let me be
Yeah.
a fucking judge. Put me somewhere because there won't be a lot of people in jail.
Yeah.
You know, like I just don't think that. I think that this should be something.
No,
more
I agree
looked at.
because people can still get married have conjugal visits and
Yeah.
still live a life in prison. You're now subjected to a regimen, and you don't have a say in what you do. But you're alive. You're eating. You're sleeping in a enclosed area. You have a bed.
The reason there aren't a lot of executions is because in order to execute someone in any state in this country, they need to exhaust every single one of their appeals.
Yeah.
You can't just do a couple and then say, okay,
Yeah.
we're done. They have to exhaust every
Yep.
single one. So you can get
Well, that's why the West
sentenced to
Memphis
death.
3, they were on death row for 18 years
18
because
years.
it kept going on and on and
Right.
on.
legally have to exhaust every available appeal before they'll actually execute you.
And they didn't get off until the judge who presided over their case retired, and the new judge came in and immediately was like,
This is
we need
fucked
to
up.
relook.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like months. That new judge was there, and they were like, no, this is all fucked up.
Yeah.
It was that one judge who was just like, I'm not wrong, and I'm not going to say I was wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck that. And let these kids live in prison for 18 fucking years because of your bullshit pride. Like, that
Yes.
to me is one of the worst injustices in the
I felt
history
very
of this
bad for those
country.
three
When you
poor kids,
watch
man.
that whole shit unfold,
Did you see that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
you sit there and you're like, this is all because of that cocksucker who just won't say, I fucked up.
Yep.
All because of your pride, and you think of who the fuck you are, that you're going to let possibly this kid die
Yep.
when you damn well know they had zero to do with these murders.
Yeah.
Like, that to me was fucking, that judge, he should have been executed
Yeah.
for that shit. Like, someone could have died.
That's like, have you seen they're toying with the idea of making it with these rape charges? These women that make false rape accusations and
Yeah.
charges. They're talking about not just a false report, but actually convicting these.
They
people.
absolutely
oh hell,
should.
and they fucking should.
Because the whole thing is you're ruining someone's life. with
Yes.
your
But that's
words.
also redemption for the guy, because even if it comes out she lied,
Now
no one
everybody's-
hears
yeah,
that.
everybody's
All
already
they
know-
heard
yeah.
was you're a rapist, and
Yep.
now for life,
So that's why
you're a
they're
rapist.
talking about like making it more serious. Like, oh, so you made it up because what? He didn't call you the
Yeah.
next day.
But
Yeah.
the
Felt
second you put
dirty?
the thought of someone's a rapist in people's heads,
Oh, it's over.
it's never going away. Even if they're found not guilty, you still go, nah, they probably still did it. Fuck
Yeah.
them. They're a
That's
rapist.
true. It's more or less now you're not you
You're
are you didn't
tainted.
you
Well,
didn't
it's hard to
take their life,
convict
but
on
you
a rape
took their
charge,
entire
too. Like, it
reputation,
is
which
hard to
pretty
convict
close.
on a rape charge because,
It depends, but yeah.
yes, it depends.
Depends
But
on your lawyer. Look at
that,
Bob Turner.
yeah, well, yeah, he's rich, but it's what I mean by that is that they're not quick just to take your word for it. Like, there needs to be some kind of substantial evidence to convict a rape, not a sexual assault, not a sexual battery, a rape.
Yeah, but the second you walk into a precinct and you say someone raped me,
They do that test in
they,
the kit,
they
and
do the
yeah,
test, but even so, you have 5 years in New York State to say someone raped you.
That is so crazy. I'm sorry.
Now, there may or may not be evidence at that point, but those are the statute of limitations. You have
Yeah.
5 years. 5 years in one day. It doesn't matter if you have it on videotape. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter. But
it's
the
over.
second
I
you-
still think that's a pretty fucking long
but,
time.
But the second you arrest that person, and even if she comes out, oh, I was wrong, it was his brother, whatever, it never
Right.
happened, people are going to associate that person with it now.
Yep.
So even though you're not convicted of something like that, the second someone sees you coming out getting arrested for that, your whole life changes.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the girls should have some type of repercussions for lying that way. I think it's disgusting. And, it gets kind of wishy-washy with the whole system because there are sometimes they'll put someone for weed in jail for life and then someone murders their fucking kids and they get 15 years. And I'm
but
going, what?
the weed for life thing
What?
is your third strike. They're not gonna go for the whole life for your first
But
offense.
that's only certain states, too.
Yeah,
It's
like the
still a little bit
Rockefeller law,
excessive
like the
for fucking
Rockefeller
weed.
law
Oh, yeah.
fucked New York City.
Yeah.
That's only a New York City law, and that's why those prisons are fucking packed because
Yeah.
they made that Rockefeller law, and it's no matter what, 3 strikes you're out. So you get 3 felonies, and you're fucking done. And it's the drug charges is the main part of the Rockefeller law, right? Where they made it so serious to get caught with drugs in New York City that they were throwing convictions and these crazy sentences on people for weed, where you're getting 20 years for like an ounce of weed.
Yeah, but the Rockefeller law also helped some people that if it was your first offense and there was some kind of program you can do cause I only know this because I have a friend that happened to get caught up in that.
Let me ask you, what color is this, friend? Exactly. It only works for them. If you're a black person, that does not work for any black people.
But either way, it worked out for him.
And I'm not saying that in a shitty way towards you. I'm saying that's the justice system.
It started, like the Rockefeller law was brand new. Yeah. This happened when he got arrested, and it wasn't weed. Like, he could have gone away for a hell of a long time. Yeah. Like, he's a great
What was
dude.
it? Coke?
It was
Coke,
Coke.
okay.
But at the same time, it was his first offense. It just so happened it just came out. And they're like, listen, there was some program he had to do while he was in prison.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing. But it saved him. He's thriving now. He realized he fucked up.
But honestly, like, that's why I asked what color he was. Because, trust me, black people aren't getting that option.
Well, no, but he also paid an arm and a leg.
Because you look at Rikers Island. Like, Rikers Island is some crazy number, like 95% African American and Hispanic. And there's like 5%
I think about that,
white.
Doug, and I just want to throw this out there. I think about that, and I say to myself, I understand why some people are victims of like abuse, and especially if they're abused for a long time. Like it takes a time for them to come because it's hard to speak about. However, if I was raped, which I have never been, thank God, but if I was raped, waiting 5 years is excessive. I think that.
Hold on. Because look at the whole Me Too movement. All those girls came out, the Bill Cosby's girls, almost decades later, some of them. Because this person can ruin me. If I come out.
You're talking about millionaires.
I know, but
famous,
but that's what I'm saying.
So if you're just some random girl on the block that gets raped, that's something that's traumatizing and embarrassing.
And it might be, will people believe me because maybe I'm a hoe? Maybe I'm promiscuous.
Such a stigma to it and to have to go into a precinct and tell 99% of the time it's going to be a man you got, and you're traumatized by it, and you don't want to have to tell that story a million times.
I guess because I never was in that situation. I really can't make that judgment. However, me thinking in my head, I'm like, 5 years is a long time to wait to try to get justice. I mean,
I thought the same thing at first, but then I started thinking about the Harvey Weinstein, the Bill Cosby stuff, and I'm going, some of those, like Rose McGowan, waited, 10, 15 years? The chick who got him convicted waited just as long. Like, all these girls came out years, some even decade later, and because he can destroy me and I still want to work. Yeah. You know what I mean?
The whole distinction between actual rape and the women that are having sex with guys and then just regretting it afterwards.
Right.
Well, that happened to Patrice and his friends.
That is bullshit. And they're going to go in that store into the precinct and sing like a canary saying what happened because that's just petty and revenge at that point.
Right.
The people that are truly traumatized and raped, they don't want to have to relive that constantly. The worst thing you can tell a rape victim is, well, at least you're alive.
Well, with Patrice, to sum it up really fast, and you can listen to the whole story. Just put in Patrice O'Neal, best story ever told, I think it's called, or Patrice goes to prison, and you'll find the reason why. But him and his friends ran train on this chick, right? She was totally for it, not resisting at all. He ran train on it.
Wanted to do it.
Yep, and was a complete pig and a whore about it. Next day, some dude found out, and she was from a different town. This dude found out and was like, blow me or I'm telling everybody in school what happened. She ran into the room to where her brother was in class and goes, such and such raped me, talking about the guy who forced her to blow him. And then she goes, and I was raped in Boston last week. And da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So now, because she was embarrassed of what a hoe she was in Boston, she said she got raped and 4 people went to jail because she was embarrassed of what a hoe she was.
And see, that's fucked up. Listen, it's not even a matter of being a hoe at that point. If you want to enjoy your sexuality and you want to let dudes run trains on you, by all means, that's fine. Enjoy the ride. Like, I don't know what to say to that, except that if that's something you're consenting to and that's what you want, good for you.
But if you're going to be embarrassed about it when people find out,
right? Why would you do it anyway?
Exactly.
Destroy people's lives because now you're embarrassed by it.
I'm done. I'm going to close it out after this.
All right.
No, you're right, and it's at that point you look and you go, those are again people who are embarrassed by what they do, and I think the wrongfully should absolutely have some type of repercussion. If you're going to go to jail for 15 years for rape, give that bitch 7 or give her 8. You know what I mean? I agree.
I think they should get the same sentence. If you're going to accuse somebody and falsely accuse them and they could possibly go away for 10 to 15 years, that sentence should be exactly the same because that person could have gone away for 10 to 15 years. And because you're a liar, and
wish you weren't such a liar.
But really though, like you could destroy someone's life. 10, 15 years in prison for some people, all right, I'll come out and I'm fine. But for some people, I got my ass whooped every day. I got raped every day. You know, I didn't even want to take a shower because being dirty was better than being clean because they might not fuck me because I
Right.
smell like shit.
No, you're right.
And that happens to some guys. Like, prison
Well, especially
breaks
if you're
people.
going in as a sexual offender.
Exactly.
You are low man on the
Well,
totem
no,
pole.
not a rape beef. If you're a sexual offender and it's
children?
with children, yes. A rape beef, a lot of prison guys.
Not that much
No,
higher.
hold on. But they'll give you the benefit of the doubt that you're innocent.
Yeah,
No, trust me. I've been around a lot of people in
People who
prison.
have been in jail.
No, I've been around a lot of people in prison,
Wow.
and I've heard a lot of stories of people in prison. And rapists, they don't immediately go. They're not really that bottom of the barrel. They're not, because a lot of the times, like we're talking about, it's bullshit.
Most
Like,
times
a lot of the
child
times it's
abuse,
bullshit.
child
Oh,
rape.
no, the child.
Those
any-
Oh,
motherfuckers
child
are
anything,
done.
you're done.
You're done
yeah.
in jail.
But when it comes to rape of an adult person or something like that, like a lot of the times guys will be like, I understand how that went down.
Bitches lie.
Yeah. But not even bitches lie. You'll tell them the straight up truth, and maybe there was something a little, but they'll be like, I can understand how that spiraled. You know what I mean? Or like running up on a stranger on the street, punching them, and then raping them. No guy's
Yeah,
gonna understand that.
of course.
But a rape beef where we were together and shit got kind of
She
out of
said
hand.
no in the
and
middle of it,
da-da-da-da.
whatever.
You know, a guy would be like,
Her dad
All
found
right.
out I'm older, you know.
yeah, like that type of
Everything's-
shit.
Yeah.
But the run up on the street, stranger, beat him up, rape him, in prison, yeah, you're gonna be kind of shitted on.
Yeah.
But anything other than that, they'll be like, well, let me hear your story.
Yeah.
You
you're
know?
right. So I pretty much said, before we get into another subject, we got 8 minutes left. We're going to close it out for tonight. And I want to say I really appreciate Earl calling in. Katie, you're the fucking best, and I love that you're a part every Tuesday. My amazing supporting husband. And I'm glad to see I had so many people in the room with us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday. If anybody has anything they would like for me to talk about, you can find me at Twitter, jrabbit55, and take it away.
Thanks for checking us out. You can also find us on russosbrand.com every single week. We're up there, and there's a bunch of other shows that you can find on russosbrand.com, and it's only $3.95 a month. It's peanuts. Peanuts, not even $1 a week. So go subscribe to the brand. Tell them Super Ugly sent you. Shout out Opie Radio. He retweeted us.
Oh, I
Both
love
shows
Opie.
today. So we love the Opie Radio. We love Opie. He's one of my favorite people, and like I said earlier, he's part of the reason why I do what I do with this stuff. So shout out Opie Radio. Go find him wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe and check out his show. He's putting out shows constantly lately.
Yeah.
Like almost every day
I
he's
love
putting
when
something
people
out.
talk shit to him and they'll be like, you suck. And he's like, yeah, okay, well, 1 million listeners tell me I don't suck,
Yeah.
so go fuck yourself. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, Opie!
And the funny thing is most of those people are the same people that listened to him for 20 years when it was Opie and Anthony.
Yeah, but
and
they chose a side.
Everyone picked a side. Like, I picked the Opie side for the most part, but I follow Anthony. I look at his stuff. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he says or does, but some of the things I'm like, all right, he kind of makes sense there. But go to Opie Radio and subscribe. StatementGames.com. Place your prop bets absolutely free. Wrestling, UFC, football, World Series is still going. You can win real prizes, cash gift cards, bobbleheads, T-shirts, all sorts of shit. And it's absolutely free. So go to StatementGames.com. If you're listening to us on the brand, we're live every Tuesday night with Unfiltered Marriage at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to Super Ugly Show on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that bell so you can hang out with us while we're doing it live. That's it, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday. Bye. That was good. I think Anna's got a club date.
Oh, yeah.